One more minute. Okay. Let's go,
Actually, I
Chris.
just clicked OK.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right, I would like to welcome everybody to the Public Safety Committee meeting, Tuesday, June 4th, 2024 at 11:30 a.m. Present today is Councilman Vincent Palizzi, Chief Sam Ongst from the Fire Department. We have Janice Frank, our city clerk, and we have Chris Black for IT person, and Craig Carter for BKV Group. And I think we got everybody. So was there an update on this on the agenda, Janice? Because I only have 6 items. Janice, are you there?
Janice is not able to speak through her microphone.
Oh, God. Okay.
With
Well,
respect, I think Mr. Carter at BKV may have gotten the incorrect Zoom link. I think BKV discussion is scheduled for tomorrow in
That's
the
fine.
ERC committee meeting.
That's
Okay.
what I assumed, and I just wanted to.
I got a lot of links, and I'm happy to sign off if that's what's appropriate.
You're in a meeting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I will sign on to the redevelopment one tomorrow morning.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's
All right.
9 a.m. Eastern time.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye now. Okay, yeah, I got a little concerned because I was looking, it's like, did I miss another agenda? Well, okay, there are 6 items on the agenda today. Chief, let's start with the first one, resolution authorizing changes to the fire civil service rules and regulations.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Chief.
Back in 2022, we had made a modification to our rules and regulations for the Civil Service Board. And we omitted something in that, and that was the, where is it? Sorry. We needed to add one portion of a sentence where we have a member for this is under provisional appointments. So if we have somebody who currently, the way it's written is if we have somebody who meets the current training requirements but do not meet the time requirements for the position, then we could provisionally promote them. We would like to ask also that we include if they meet the time requirements but do not meet the training requirements. In addition to that, then we would also have a benchmark, or not a benchmark, but a beginning point for them that the members must have begun training prior to the provisional appointment of said position. And then also no member can be on probation in their current position. So if you remember, we promoted recently promoted Stephen Yunkin to the position of fire inspector. We reassigned him to start learning that position, but we never promoted him until he was off of probation as an engineer. So those are 3 of the things that we'd like to add. And then also under 3-14.1, we'd like to specify that we get all provisional appointments must be approved by the Civil Service Board. We'd like to add an official meeting, because prior to that, it didn't specify at a meeting. So in other words, my understanding of it was I could just pick up the phone, call the chairman of the Civil Service Board and say, hey, this is what we would like to do. Can you talk to the rest of them, through text or what have you? And can I get permission to do this? So these are the changes that we'd like to make. And we did have a civil service meeting. The Civil Service board did approve all of these changes. Is there anything else? I don't think so. No.
Did this go through the city solicitor?
No.
There was no need for it to go through the city solicitor since it was going
No.
through the board? I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, I believe, my understanding, and I may be wrong, but I believe that the civil service board is charged with making those changes.
And what you're saying and looking at this, they're just minimal changes.
Right, right.
And just to clarify it, I see no problem. Vince, do you have any questions?
No, I was just going through it, Chief, and it looks like you're just trying to formalize a few things and create a chain of both continuity and accountability. So,
Right.
no issues, Bonnie.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, that's the discussion that we have. It's amazing when you do have some of the platforms and resolutions that you get to see what can be made better and maybe what you've also didn't have on the paper at that point. So, good job, Chief. Good job.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is resolution MOU between city and the American Legion Post 1.
Right. So actually, the next two will be very, very similar, just two different organizations. We recently purchased through a grant new automated external defibrillators, AEDs, that we carry on our apparatus. The new AEDs match up and work together with what the hospital uses, what the Susquehanna Regional EMS uses. So we had two additional or two extra AEDs that we had sitting in the stock room, and I was approached by American Legion Post 1 and by Original Little League. What we would like to do is donate these two defibrillators to those organizations, and also include CPR and AED training for them,
That would be
for their
fantastic.
staff and members.
That would really be fantastic to have that. We're finding out more and more how valuable this equipment is.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's going to be for both the American Legion and Original Little League. Where will they be keeping these? Do you know?
I don't know specifically. I believe I sit on the board over at Post 1, and I believe it'll be behind the bar. So it'll be in the bar area for Post 1. And my assumption, I definitely can't say, but I spoke with Jim McKinney from Original Little League, or I'm sorry, Original League, and he didn't give me an answer. I didn't ask, but I believe it would probably go in the concession stand. That way it's in between both fields.
Okay. Vince, do you have any questions?
No, I think it's great for those AEDs to be present and to have the training being provided to. It's a good idea all the way around.
And the agreement, the MOU, was approved by Austin. It was reviewed and approved. So as you can see, there's the signatures that are needed. They understand that they will take over responsibility if the batteries die. They're responsible for replacing the batteries, the purchasing of pads, and any other accessories that are required for the AED. And that's something else that they'll learn in the training.
Terrific. I have one question, Chief. On the MOU, it has between the city of Williamsport and Original Little League. Should it be Original Little League or original?
No, it should be Original League.
Let's.
When I was looking for everything had Original Little League. I couldn't
Yeah,
find
no, it's-
Original League.
There's no such thing as Original Little League, believe it or not. That's
Look-
one, because they ended up getting sued by Little League. because they use the word Little League, so it's
Oh.
original league.
Yeah, I couldn't find, nothing came up in the addresses and ownership of the parcel up there. It has original Little League, so.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
all of us have been calling it that all these years.
Yeah,
It's a technicality. And Renee, I'm sorry, I didn't see you to address you that you're here at the
That's
meeting.
okay. That's okay.
So if you could have that change ready. Okay, for Thursday's meeting. Other than that, I have no other questions. I think this is a win-win.
absolutely.
So let's go on to the next. Item number 4, resolution updating emergency operating plan for the city.
Okay, that was something that Councilman Mackey requested that we tabled for 2 weeks. He was instrumental in working on this, and he did it. I mean, it was his, the EOP portion of it was absolutely 100% John Mackey. He used that as his capstone for college. It benefited us in so many ways. And I can't say enough good things about it, but I'm sure he has some other comments that he would like to make on that. So we're asking to rescind that for another 2 weeks. We'll bring it back then.
Okay. So it'll be taken off Thursday's agenda also then.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. So we won't do that one. Okay.
You know what, I before I say it'll be off of Wednesday's agenda, or I'm sorry, Thursday's agenda, that we might want to check with Mackey, because I think he just wanted to,
Yeah,
that would make sense. If he wanted to table it for, bring it back up in 2 weeks.
you could just leave it on the agenda, chief, and then somebody from council would just propose to table it.
Okay, yeah, I think he does want to wait for 2 weeks, so that would also, yeah, okay,
Okay,
Sounds
terrific. We'll handle that on Thursday then.
wonderful, thank you.
Okay, number 5, resolution authorizing an agreement between the Williamsport Bureau of Fire and Matterport.
Right.
Matterport,
So-
okay.
Matterport. So Matterport is a camera and software that ties in each room. So if we have a fire and we go in to do a fire investigation, we're able to take pictures of the entire structure, the entire room. And then the software puts all of these pictures together. I'm sure you may have seen them in a lot of times the real estate agents use them and put them on. That is Matterport.
I was just thinking that, chief, my wife, who's a real estate agent, has that. You set up the camera in the middle of the room.
Yep.
You go hide or get out of the room, and it takes a 360, and then you can piece it all together for a virtual walkthrough.
Right, exactly. Now, this also comes with a subscription that we have to, because of their software, we have to subscribe to it annually. I'm not sure, I believe it was, what was the annual subscription is $660 a year. Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, chief, I see that that's a sales price of 33, but a quantity of 20. Does that mean you're getting 20 licenses?
Correct. So for 20, we can use up to 20 per year. So there's each fire that we have that we utilize this Matterport. We can have up to 20 that year, but it's $33 for each fire that we would use it on, basically. So, but for the course of the year, it would be $660.
So each fire that Williamsport Fire Department would respond to and want to use this, it's costing $33 per fire incident for you to use the software for that?
Correct.
Do you foresee, Chief, needing to use, or, you know, in your investigations throughout the course of the year? I mean, I know that the fire department has hundreds of responses every year, but as far as actual fires that we would have to investigate, is 20 enough? Or, I mean, I'm guessing that's the number you chose, right?
Yeah, myself and our fire investigation team, we sat down and we worked on this. We wouldn't be using this for a small fire, like maybe a room and contents. We really wouldn't be using it as much. It would be more for a larger fire, where 2 or 3 rooms are involved, or possibly if it's incendiary, which means arson. You know, so we figure probably about 20 a year is a good number. Now, back when I was the inspector, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, what have you, we were running quite a few more fires, but the number of fires, because we're able to get there quickly, you know, we're able to make an impact on that. So,
And Chief, or obviously for the sake of recording it, what's the key purpose for this? Is it, you know, for training, for safety, obviously for investigative purposes, if it is incendiary?
sure, it's, you know, if a member of our investigation team is called into court, it's additional documentation of the incident, and it gives a visual rather than a still photograph, or you know, well, what were you looking at in this picture?
Okay.
You know, this, you know, it gives you like you said, a 360 of each room, and you can kind of work from the outside, work your way in to the area of most damage.
Okay.
So,
No, it all makes sense to me.
yeah, and Chief Heaster, he's one of the platoon chiefs that's on the team. He and Lieutenant Delaney really went into detail and looking into this. So,
Okay. Thanks, Chief.
you bet.
Chief, I have a question. Since you brought up real estate, can a person who the fire's in their home access this? Would you, for their insurance, or is this just strictly for your department?
No, this would be for our department. I believe that if we would probably, normally if an insurance company wants a copy of our incident report or origin and cause report or photographs that we took, we charge a fee for it. We've always done that. I think for this, we would also probably charge a fee.
Well, it's
And that's to be determined
right. Okay.
as to what that fee would be.
Okay. It's something to put down, because once this comes into play, it could happen.
Sure, absolutely. And that would be, you know, we'd end up, I think it was 2 months ago, I came with the fee rescheduling, or the rescheduling of the fee structure.
Right.
For our operations and stuff. And we would have to bring that back to the city council for approval.
Okie dokie. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
The last thing is any related items. Does anybody out there have anything that they would like to bring to the table? I see no hands. I see no mouths moving. So I'm going to say adios to everybody, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.